very good morning to all. In this session, we are going to discuss about input-output devices. So, in the topic devices and emerging bus standards, our next interesting topic is input-output devices. See, whenever we need to communicate a microprocessor or microcontroller or our normal computer, we need certain device to communicate between the user and the processor, right? So the input output devices are capable of sending data, that is output, to a computer and receiving data from a computer, that is input. So sending data is our output and receiving data is our input, right? So these devices allow users to interact with the computer by providing data or certain commands. Some common input devices include here like mouse, joystick, and like microphone, magnetic ink card reader, which we used to say it as MICR, then optical character reader like OCR, then barcode reader, optical mark reader, we used to say it as OMR. So let us discuss about the input devices. So input devices allow user to see, hear or otherwise perceive the results of the processing. Some common output devices. So in the previous slide we have discussed about input devices. Okay, so like mouse, all those are input device. Now these output device allow users to see, hear or otherwise perceive the results of the processing. Some common output devices includes here. So these are all the output devices like display screen, then printer, speakers, then what to say, these are reader, profile reader, then monitor and a monitor and a printer, speaker. These are all the output devices we use in our computers. Okay, now we can just look into the comparison between these input and output device with their parameters, right? First one is function. So function about input device and output device. So the function of our input device, it provide data and control signals to an information processing system like a computer. Output device, it extract, or the function of your output device is it extract or retrieve data from a computer, usually after some processing, right? So you can see the difference between the function of input device and the output device. Okay, so then what about the data flow? The data flow here, the data flow flows from the device to the computer. The data flows from the device to the computer, and here the data flows from the computer to the device. So what are all the types of input devices and output devices? Types are keyboard, mouse, scanner, microphone, webcam, or all the types of input devices. And output devices are like monitor, printer, speakers, headphones, projector, etc. Okay, so these are all the types of input and output filters. Then examples of input filter: a keyboard is used to input text into a computer. A printer is used to output text or images from a computer onto the paper. So these are all the examples. Okay, then processes requirement. Usually we do not need to process data themselves in input devices. They simply capture user input and send it to the computer. But in output device, the process data to some extent, the output devices used to process data to some extent before presenting it. Okay, this is the main difference between your input and output. And another one is user involvement. Another criteria is user involvement. This input device require active user involvement. Without user input, they do not generally send data to the computer. Output devices can operate without continuous user involvement. For example, a printer can complete a print job while the user does other tasks. Okay, this is the main difference of your you input and output devices. So with these devices, with this we can communicate data from processor to the user. So this is all about input output devices. Thank you.